Hello, hello. Can everybody hear?
Yes.
All right, good. Sorry, I'm in tech hell this week. Nothing is working. So Mercury must be spinning out of the solar system or something, but
That's rad.
all right, welcome. You ready to dive in? Hit it with the wins. Who wants to go first? Raise your hand. Let's rock.
Okay. So I too, Jim, have been having some conflicts and some interesting things come up just with clients and just people, the way people have been reacting and such. It's kind of, so I've had to catch myself in just reacting or taking it personally. Actually, that's probably the biggest thing was, what did I do wrong or how could I have done it different? Really kind of beat myself up. And I think as far as where I've grown, so the win for this week or the last couple of weeks have been just really self-conscious or self-aware of the way that I interpret what may seem to be rejection or resistance.
Interesting. All right, so that's the win is self-awareness as you're out in the game.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, who's next? Win, laser win.
I can go.
Go for it.
So I have a couple wins. One of them is a little off center, but I'm an assistant scoutmaster in my son's Boy Scout troop, and the master asked me to help us do the Healthy Unit Award, which is something the whole troop works together to get everybody involved in health and fitness. So it's going to be really fun for me to talk to the boys about all that stuff, and it'll give me a little exposure, but I think it's just good karma regardless. And the other fun win is my son, who's 15, asked me to help him personally become stronger, which is really fun. So he wants to start working out. I'm guessing there might be a girl involved, but I don't know that for sure. But it's fun for me regardless.
Welcome to what truly motivates men. And as long as you remember that, it doesn't matter if we're 15 or 75. It's the same conversation.
I'm just happy he wants to work out.
I love it. Nice wins. All right, who's next? Ajay. All right, and then Lisa.
All right. No hard wins for me. I've had other things to focus on.
I'm having trouble hearing you. Is he breaking up for anybody else, or is that just me?
Can you not hear me at all? Or
I can't hardly hear.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a bit rubbish. Okay, I'll fix it.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Lisa, you're on mute. Why don't you go next?
Wait a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I am having technical hell as well. But I reached out to 6 new prospects. 5 are contemplating and filling out the life balance wheel. And only 1 said no. So I think that's a pretty good win. And I've completed 3 of the calls of catching up to where everybody is. And I think that is it.
When you said completed the 3 calls to catch up, you're talking about reviewing the.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And when you say life balance wheel, are you using an older wheel or are you using like 9 environments?
It was an older wheel but it's very similar to the 9 environment.
I can't hear you. The phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
All right. So it's an old balance wheel.
Yep.
But it's very similar to the life environment. I just haven't printed your out yet.
Cool. Yeah, I used to use that when I first started. That's what I used was the balance wheel. And if you switch to the 9 environments, you'll find that it can dovetail into other products better. And it's also unique, the graphic and everything's unique. It's just the mind picks it up. Okay, cool. Congrats. So I'll come back and I'm going to ask you about the rest of the funnel because I'm actually going to talk about this with everybody. All right. Hans Ajay, did you get back in?
So I switched the mic. How's that? So this is coming off my laptop.
Crystal.
Better? All right. So no gangster wins over the last 2 weeks, like I tried to say earlier. in the coaching business because I had other things to focus on. Minor one around clarity, similar to what Scott just said earlier, based on the conversation we had yesterday in the coaching call with Fran around how to sort of structure the logistics of what the business, assigning certain coaching slots to fit everybody in, and getting people to commit for half a year. Those were really important bits for me in terms of how I'm going to approach my business once I get clients in.
Okay, so for you, it's clarity on the model and the structure and how to enroll.
Yeah, and I resubmitted, by the way. I worked on my attractive character last week. I just sent it across to Jen half an hour ago or so. So maybe if we can look at that again, that'd be nice.
I've gotten Anthana's, yours,
okay,
Scott's, Scott updated the brand, Risa's, and Margaret. So all of you have updated. So that's good.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes. Anthana, why don't you go next, and then we'll have Risa go.
Can you see me also? I'm sorry.
We did in the beginning, but I can't see you now.
I try to on the laptop, but okay. You see me now?
No, just go ahead and go audio though, and we'll let you know if you pop on.
Thank you. Got it.
Did we lose her?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So what we're Nanthana, we do a check-in with wins. Give me top 1 or 2 wins from the last 2 weeks.
Okay, my income win will be yesterday I got a catering order about $500, and the impact probably on February 2018 I will got fixed income from the company called High Group. They will send all employee to eat in my restaurant. It's about $3,500 on the top of my sale every month.
Okay, so I'm gonna just because I didn't fully get that. So you said you got a $500 order for what?
For food catering order yesterday. Yes.
So it's a food order.
Yes.
For your restaurant.
Yes.
Okay, and then you got a February 2018. You said $3,500 per month. Is that right?
Yes, add it on the top my sale. Yes.
And that's again restaurant.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you're having in your business wins over here. Anything on the coaching? And by the way, I love hearing the business wins too. That's awesome.
Yeah. Coaching, I did not start yet. Yeah.
That's okay. Did you go through some of the trainings?
I'm sorry?
Have you reviewed some of the past masterminds?
Yes, I did. And I do 2 assessments actually.
What do you mean? You did 2 assessments for someone else?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Which assessments did you do?
9 environment.
Okay. And when you did your we'll get into the debrief of yours and Lisa's in a little bit.
Yes.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, Miss Risa, hit me. Wins.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. So my biggest win is that I paid off my last credit card that was holding my son's tuition payments at 0%. So that is done. I'm super excited about it. Yay! I have 2 payments to make on timeshare, and then that'll be done. And then I'm going to focus on paying off my car. So super stoked about that. Business has been just rocking and rolling. I keep thinking like I need to keep my space to focus on the development of the coaching, and people keep coming who need help, and it's hard for me to say no. So biggest support that I'm looking for from the Mastery team and my team there is keeping focused on the development of leveraging my existing business so that I can really launch a coaching, training, education piece. I did hire a part-time assistant, which is a big step for me. And so I have a little bit of a taste of how it would be for me to have help and to offload. So I feel like I'm dipping my toe in. Had a brief conversation with Jim Boxering about potential structures. I'm definitely interested in pursuing that. So those are kind of all the wins rolled into one. one big win.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So
Yeah.
where did you hire through Free Me Up?
No, it's actually my son. Very local, very safe. I have hands-on, and he's super smart, and I figured it would help me get through a crunch so that I could help 2 additional clients without overloading my schedule, and also have a sense of what it would be like to have assistance.
I dig it.
I also hired a housekeeper.
Look at you.
Yeah, big step for me, because I have to do it all myself. Like, paradigm.
I hear you. All right. So before I switch over to Hans, and Hans, I muted you because I don't know if you were prepping food, but I'm just getting hungry. But I unmuted you. But what Risa's talking about here, and most of you know this, is that over in the Mastery program, our goal is to get people financially free in 3. And one of the things we talk about is paying off debt. Risa and I are also talking about, her having this bookkeeping / CPA service for entrepreneurs, and then building a financial education program because so many entrepreneurs aren't educated. So Risa, I haven't shared this with you, but I want everybody to understand the reason that I built the ultimate game of life the way that I did, that it was modular based and that it was agnostic, meaning it's not the Jim Bunch show, is you can literally bolt these things on to your existing businesses. So all those people, Risa, that are coming in, you can build a thriving business on the front end and just partner with us on the back end operational systems and override the revenues, not have to rebuild. So it's literally just plug and play. Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to have a more in-depth conversation to understand like the logistics of that and legal issues and functional process.
Bingo. We will. Yeah. But I just want you,
awesome.
What happens is a lot of people, we'll talk a little bit about this, a lot of people get caught on the periphery of the business in trying to design and da-da-da. And the fastest way to grow and scale a business and create the highest margins are to actually partner with pre-existing businesses and services. So I'm doing this at our other company, Power also. I'm partnering with a green home builders because we're going to build 100% sustainable homes. I'm not in the building industry, but I'm private labeling a whole company to build sustainable homes and offices for us. But it'll be our brand.
Nice.
All right. Hans,
awesome.
Hans, you're up, buddy.
Hi, Jim. Hello, everybody. I'm unmuted, I presume. My MacBook Pro broke down, so I'm improvising a little bit, and I didn't know you heard my chewing because I just came home. I bicycled for 1 hour through the snow and the rain on a high speed. So I just came in, I was totally wet, and I'm wearing my pajamas. So, but you can't see that. The first win is that I was bicycling to get a very special Chinese herbal tea. And I was just able 1 minute before the call started to make me a glass. And this tea is extremely expensive, but I could buy it extremely cheap. The tea was 130 euros. So really, I'm looking forward to drink that. My second win is that we had to leave a beautiful office that I could rent for a low fee. But within a week, we found a new office for an also very low fee, and the office is an old post office, only 20 minutes away from my home. I'm looking forward to move into that office. A third thing that is not a win yet, I wish I could call it a win, is that I had a really nice talk with a lady who wanted to be coached by me. She is a high-end coach herself. I said for half a year of coaching, 2 times a month, you have to pay me 6,500 plus tax, which is over 7,200 in euros. She wanted to do it, but it's a lot of money. She is a one-lady enterprise. She is also coaching boardroom teams. And I'm looking now into a way how I can keep my integrity of the price and how I can help her to move into my coaching program.
Okay. So, okay, we can...
I have a question.
Yes.
When you're coaching people, do you tax them? I thought it was a service and you don't tax them.
Yeah, in Holland, that's a different system. We send bills plus tax.
We have this tax service in North Carolina as well.
Come on out to California. It's free rain over here.
Lucky for you.
I think the cost of living is a little lower here.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. So let me ask this, because you guys shared your wins in a way that was a little harder for me to digest some of them. How many of these happened this week?
Unfortunately, not for me.
I paid out. I paid somebody a return.
Does it count?
Let's go this way.
I got to switch that around a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So
Jim,
Lisa
I got
and
paid.
Lisa.
Jim, this is Lisa. I got paid. I don't know if everybody knows, but I have a job that I do a lot of work for, and I'm not getting paid. Had an illegal letter written, and I got paid half of what I was owed from June. And I closed another 255,000 contracts on Friday, and I'm supposed to get paid on those on the 15th of this month.
All right. So got paid one half of what was owed from job in June, and then closed
255,000
in contracts, and you'll get paid on that.
I'm supposed to get paid on that on the 15th of this month.
How much?
I will get 22,000
Nice.
if I get paid.
All right. So you got paid what was owed. That's cash coming in. That's awesome. I love it. And
But it went right back out.
That's okay. I mean, this stuff's going to go out, but you got to have stuff coming in.
Yeah.
Jim, can I add also something that has to do with paying? Mm-hmm. I forgot, but this afternoon I had a talk with the University of Applied Sciences, and they offered me an extension of my lecturing program. I'm going to teach 30 students in the program of co-creation entrepreneurship, which is 144 hours, and it's an equivalent of about 6,000 euros. And next week, I'm discussing how I can double it so I can coach 2 groups. So that is also money.
All right. So for 6,000 euros, I love it. Or 12,000. All right. When you get that deal closed, we hit the paid button.
All right.
I love it. I love it. Risa.
My win pales in comparison to Lisa's, but I doubled my monthly invoicing. It was 9,500. So for me, that was a big win. That's income, not just invoiced, but invoices paid.
All right. So you doubled 90. So you have another 9,500 that came in, or
no? It was 4,000.
Yeah, no, I doubled my average monthly, and the income was 9,500. So I'm averaging between 4 and 7 a month, typically. Yeah. So this month, my average over the years between 4,500 and 5,000. So I almost hit 10,000 in a month.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Nice.
Listen,
That's why the credit card got paid off.
Love it.
Because Lisa came in and it went out.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. I love it. And I know that this is cheesy as hell, but I promise you.
No, it's good.
When all of you start ringing this thing, it's going to make your life a lot different. Okay? So, and I know that you are, so I'm keeping track of all this stuff. I want everybody to be winning in here, and cash flow to a business is like oxygen to the body, right? If you don't have oxygen in the body, you get a little freaked out. Same thing happens with the business. So it's not all about the money. It is about adding value and then getting paid. So let's do it. All right. Let's rock and roll. It's 11:53. That was a longer check-in. We need to shortcut our check-ins from here on out. So one laser win and let's rock and roll. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time on our calls. Is that cool?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to share screen here. I want to dive into the attractive character reviews. We're going to go through this rather quickly. And if you have anything else, actually, let me ask first, what are the other topics? Because I had down to go over the product roadmap funnel and also this thing behind me, which is, where did it go, Jen? Did you move it? I had closest to the cash on here.
What are you talking about? I didn't move anything.
Okay. Oh, I got it in here twice. That's why. Jen
I
goes,
loaded all their avatars in. Sorry.
Jen goes, what the hell are you talking about?
I didn't say a swear word.
I know, I'm teasing.
Can I make just a quick announcement?
Yep.
So I love that you guys are updating your avatars, but sometimes I'm not always like at my computer the hour before your call because something might come up. If you send them the day before, then I'm surely going to get them loaded. Luckily today I got them all loaded, but literally they all came in one right after the other an hour before. Or even
Yes.
so.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, no problem. Just that way we're guaranteed to have them ready for the call if they come a day before.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
Okay.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
You
Jen,
all
are we
know-
gonna? I see that we have the avatar in there as well to review. Are we gonna spend a little bit of time on that? I feel like I've not really made progress on mine.
this is what I have right now. Do you have?
Okay.
Do you want to add yours in here?
No, I guess I just need help figuring out how to get more specific. And I mean, like the avatars that we've talked about previously are like very specific. I mean, Margaret's basically like your sister, and Scott, you have a pretty clear idea. And I feel like I'm just not clear.
Okay. Well, let's go through. Jen, if you can add it in here so I can just click through the links.
Add what?
I haven't sent one. So I haven't. It's,
attractive characters right here.
yeah, I have not done an avatar though. That's the ultimate client, right?
Yeah, let me grab one and stick it up there. Let's see, who has Comey had a customer avatar. Here, Jim.
Samantha has one, right? Oh,
Yes.
hers is an attractive character.
Well, she has both.
Oh,
She
yeah.
has both.
Yeah, just use Dennis. She has both. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't looked
Thank
at
you.
it. So I can't verify if that's what we want as an example, but let's dive in. Nanthana, are you on?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So find your passion and live a life of purpose. So your three main categories are the Thai 9 environments expert, Thai life motivation and business coach, and Hawaii lifestyle. Okay, let me look at the Hawaii lifestyle first. That one seems really clear to me, and I love it. I can visualize it. I can picture you meditating, eating healthy, happy marriage, true friends, walks, and your story from Thai to Hawaii. That's awesome.
Yes.
The Thai life, motivation and business coach. So here's where I'm just off the cuff here. First time looking at this. It seems to me that these next two are actually somewhat close. And what I might do is separate the business owner / expert from the coach, mentor, 9 environments expert. So I would put your thought leadership in one bucket.
Okay.
I put your business and your restaurant in the bottom left, or the
Okay.
top. Either way, you can either lead with the business or you can lead with the thought leadership.
Yes.
So separate those two. Give me everything around your business, because that story
Okay.
right? Yours is very similar to mine, actually.
Right. I think so.
Yeah. So global thought leader, game changing business owner, lifestyle guy, authentic lifestyle guy. So those are my three. And I think yours are very similar. So just reorganize it.
Yes.
And you know, what's missing is the business.
So for the business, what should I tell you the story, or how does that work, Tim?
You know what you want. Remember, the whole idea of the attractive character is
Right.
if I could take pictures.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I need visual, like the Hawaii lifestyle. Can I picture a photograph of you meditating and spiritual and eating healthy and happy? Like I could grab social feeds and see that of you.
Yes.
Then the business. All right. So your business pathway. Have you owned more than one business or just the restaurant?
Just the restaurant. Yes.
Okay. So then that's your business, but there's a story around that, and there's a successful business owner that's doing something there. And then you have this whole thought leadership, personal development, coach, mentor, advisor, 9 environments, all that goes into one circle.
Right.
So we just need to develop more of you as the business owner, because you are a business owner, and your thought leadership is the next circle. Okay?
Thought leadership.
So just
Okay.
bullet points around that. Everybody understand that? By the way, is it easier to see it in her?
Yeah.
Any feedback?
My feedback is I'm thinking of an old coachee of you, Jim. His name is Miakola Latansky. He became the first motivational speaker for the Russian-speaking audience. In my case, if I look at this avatar, the Thai steps out. So I would focus on Thai if I were her, Nathan. If that is, I think, an unique selling point for her.
Yep.
Yes.
I have a suggestion. So something that's kind of like, I'm the home doctor, so something that distinguishes you, like transformational Thai, I don't know, something. But something that's kind of catchy that distinguishes you as a business coach, as a kind of a transformational leader.
Let's get into hold on, Scott. Let's get into the branding of this later, because I think she's got to form the attractive character. We'll get into the brand later. I think it's too much in the beginning.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it. Let's go into your avatar real quick.
Oh yeah, avatar. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So let me blow this up a little.
Yeah, please.
So the entrepreneur, 25 to 45 female, married or unmarried, children, and in Bangkok, Thailand. Okay. Cool. Their goals to improve business results, quality of life, expand their own focus and mental clarity and creativeness. Their goals, I think with where you're coming from, are to build a great life. All right. Have a great life, build great business.
Yes.
Win at the game of life, win at the game of business.
Right.
So increasing sales is a subset of the business, but you're looking for that female entrepreneur that wants to make, this whole thing work. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So their values, self-development, improving products or services and client relationship. I might put more the kind of business, not a product and service, but go a little higher, and they value, self-development. They might value
efficiency, productivity.
Productivity or performance, right? Contribution, because their businesses make an impact. That's bringing that positive impact. So I think we can fine tune the goals and values a little bit. Their challenge. Now, are you going to niche down into sales? Because you're talking about maintaining and increasing sales. Are you going to specialize with that entrepreneur on driving revenue?
Yeah, I kind of got confused about me a little bit, but for yesterday I just found out it's kind of confused with I have in Hawaii I have a group of one company. He is CEO and he have a lot of employees. And I think if I can focus the avatars about motivate, his employee to.
So that's a leadership. That's a leader.
Yeah. Yes.
So, okay. So again, when we talk about your avatar and you just said he, yet your gender was female.
Yes. CEO.
So is it females or men, or is it CEOs? And it's non-gender.
The one I add the avatars will be CEO, President CEO.
What size company?
You mean how many employee or?
Yes.
It's about 20 in Hawaii, and I guess he have in California too, San Francisco also.
Okay, so small business. What I'm looking for, the purpose of the avatar, by the way, you will all end up having multiple avatars, but the purpose of the avatar worksheet is to get you to identify one ideal client.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So if in this case, your avatar is written for 25 to 45 female, married or unmarried children living in Bangkok, Thailand.
Okay.
The quote, I like that. I'm living, I aim to live a high quality life. I love that. Occupation, entrepreneur, the title, CEO or president, right? Annual income, 600,000, university level, spend time on Facebook looking for opportunity. That may or may not be true with this avatar. I don't know that a lot of entrepreneurs that are making a lot of money spend time on Facebook looking for opportunities as much as they would go there for other reasons. Just my experience. I don't go to look for opportunities.
Oh, this for only like Thai people, they have a show and study. They say Thai people spend time on the Facebook on the top of the world. I'm not sure yet, but that's how expert in Thailand they talk about. Yeah, that's why I put that. But I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the challenges and pain points of this entrepreneur, I'm guessing, yes, maintaining and increasing sales and profits, finding time, not ways, because there's tons of ways, but I think it's finding time. For her personal life, her family, and then her work, because the work is consumptive, right? So it's balancing time for myself, family, and friends, self, family, friends, and this thing called work. Because typically the priorities are the other way around. They spend more time at work and less time with family and friends and no time with themselves.
Yes.
Okay. Pain points, fear of losing business, fear of missing out on family time. In other words, building a business, but I got a family, and now all of a sudden I've got no time with family, so I missed the window of raising my kids.
Yes.
Right? So I'm trading my life for business. Competition, not enough money, fear of failure. Okay. Does it fulfill a need? Let's see, objections to the sale. Yeah, time, ROI, and fulfill a need. That's probably pretty accurate. The decision role in the person. They make the decision. I like it. I think you're clear on those. Any feedback from the rest of the coaches?
My feedback is that you shouldn't call a director or a general manager of a small company a CEO.
Why is that? Why is that, Hans? Just so I know.
For me, a CEO, Chief Executive Officer, is dealing with at least 500 people or more. Otherwise, I wouldn't call it a CEO.
It's a corporation too, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know that I see it the same way. I've got CEOs that have raised capital, have teams of 20 to 100 people, and they have VPs in place, and they have, so it depends. But I see what you're saying. CEO of a corporation, a major corp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a distinction of what stage business do you coach. You know, is it under 5 million, 5 to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100 million up?
Yeah.
So there's one thing that I see is about distinguishing the uniqueness of the business that they're in, or their unique gift or talent or statement, that niche market or that niche kind of expression of whoever Adina's.
So are you saying that I work with CEOs or business owners of this type of business?
Or even a little deeper, you know, what is their expression? So if it has to do with a restaurant, they have the best Thai noodle or the best Tom Yum
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like there's a certain type of a dish or something they're known for, or something the best in town kind of thing, or something that they get known for, like an artist would get known for a certain style of painting of some sort.
Oh, are you saying that she needs that for herself, or her clients need to have it?
It could be both, I would say. Yeah, I mean, it could cross over.
Okay, I'm not following 100%, but there is a piece that you said that triggered something, and that is, you know, is there a certain type? Do you want to niche down or sub-niche down, Nandana, to, for example, I work with, you know, restaurant owners versus just CEOs. In other words, is there a certain industry that you want to make an impact in?
So, Jim, may I have a question? Like me, in my environment, you think where I fit?
You?
Yes. I want to.
You can fit wherever you want. I'm just saying if for example, being a restaurant owner that you are,
Yes.
right, you could very easily dominate the niche of coaching restaurant owners to living this life and running these businesses, because you know the language and it's very specific. I had a friend who focused on coaching CEOs of software companies that had between 5 and 50 employees, and it was a specific type of software. I forget which kind, but it was very specific, and he built a killer 7-figure business because when he talked to those CEOs, he said, this is the only people I coach, and they were non-competitive, so he could actually bring them together too. They were geo-located, so it was interesting. So you could get niched like that. And again, you might end up coaching other people, but to brand yourself as, you know, I'm the coach for restaurant owners.
Good.
Now it's easy to identify your avatar. It's easier to identify where they are, what their problems are, and how you can help. And you'll become an expert in that, and it'll obviously benefit your own restaurant business.
And even how to market and promote, to them as well when that's specific.
You know, the clubs, groups, and associations they belong to. It'll also give you insight into everybody else's business, so it'll help your primary business. When you start consulting in other people's businesses like that, you'll see things in theirs that you'll adopt, and you'll be able to help all the businesses improve.
Good, thank you.
Now, I don't want to pigeonhole you into, you know, coaching restaurant owners, but that might be a natural, obvious one, because when we build, you know, we start building your attractive character. Now you've got, you know, this whole section here that'll be, you know, restaurant owner. That's really cool for us to brand around, because we can see, wow, she's got a highly profitable restaurant. And it makes sense that she's now coaching and mentoring restaurant owners who want to make a difference in the world or whatever.
I agree.
Good, thank you.
Okay, cool. So that's how you can tweak and niche a little bit. All right, so let's go. Comey's not here, but you wanted the sample. So let me whip through this one really fast.
Another one for Risa.
Yeah, Risa, did you need another one, or was Nanthana's good enough?
I think hers was really good. I think if I look at what my favorite client is to work with, then I can create an attractive character around that person or that industry. Yeah, my challenge is just getting that specific because I feel like it's limiting somehow, but yeah, that was helpful.
Yeah, you have to get specific and then you can build multiple attractive characters. But the problem,
Yeah.
if when we move into the part where you're running ads, I can't show it on this one, but or can I? Yeah. Let me introduce this because I keep wanting to reference this. Let me stop sharing for a second. Show all of you this concept. Can you see my screen? Is it big enough? Okay. So right here, this concept is called what's closest to the cash. Every business has a point where you put money into your bank account. When a dollar sign hits your bank account, that's closest to the cash. So how does your business trigger that? Your business triggers it when there's a merchant account or a check deposited or a wire transfer that happens. That's on this first ring. Everything else you do is moving you away from the cash. So if you're building a website, that's way out here. If you're attending a networking event, that's out here. If you're sitting down with a client face to face and they're ready with a credit card, that's right here. And what happens is, as people start getting into business, they realize, wow, I've got 1,000 things going on in my business and I've lost track of what's closest to the cash. Okay, this is imperative. When you guys are sharing wins, I'm asking you to share income wins because that's what's closest to the cash. I love that you guys figured out your attractive character. I love that you figured out your website. I love that but that's all out here leading you to this. But if you reverse it and go out. So let me give the example here. So what we were just talking about, the reason we identify an attractive character is because now I can target with an email or an ad. So I send one ad that targets the wounds of one avatar. That one ad brings them to a landing page. So I'm getting closer to the cash. On that landing page, they watch a video, they read copy, they click through to an order form. When they hit the order form and they put their credit card in, ding, this happens. Okay? So that's what we're trying to make happen is how many times a day does this ring? Now it can be small ticket or big ticket. But my point is each of you should be able to look, just went off automatic. Each of you needs to look at your business and reverse engineer it and go, all right, so Hans takes on Hans right now is negotiating a 6,000 to 12,000 euro deal. Boom. Once he gets that check, he just hit the cash, right? Going to dinner with somebody to network is way out here, but it's getting you closer to cash. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is important because I'm giving you guys some stuff to do out here so that I can get you to here to the closest to the cash, but I always want you focused on this.
Jim, do you have this as a printable version by any chance?
I think I created something a while ago.
That'd be great. I think it would be great to just stick on the wall and view it daily as a reminder where you should be spending your time.
Yeah, Jim, can you, I know I'm almost positive I had a closest to the cash doc, but we could create it a bullseye, right? So we can whip something up like this. And what you can do is you can take, with the bullseye, I did this with a client last week, which is why I was reminded, because he was talking to me about his whole business. Remember the core business wheel? And 1 minute he's talking about his big vision and mission and values. The next minute he's telling me about a marketing strategy. The next minute he's telling me about a product he wants to create. The next minute he's talking to me about staffing and HR, right? So he's bouncing around and I'm like, dude, you're killing me. Let's get focused. Talk to me about this. Tell me about the cash, because this is a subset of sales. And marketing is out here. Whether it's networking, network marketing, right? Whether it's running an ad, whether it's writing an article or a blog post or a live stream, All of those are things that are out here that you're trying to move people down the funnel or into the closest to the cash. So keep in mind, you run a business that has to focus on marketing and sales. And in sales, this is what I'm looking for. Okay.
So we're looking down the top of the funnel. I got the top of the.
This is the bottom of the funnel.
I mean, we're looking down. Okay.
Yeah, you're looking in. So the way to look at it, if I looked at each of your 1,000 activities you did in the last 7 days, and I could cut each one of them into a little sticky note, then I could prioritize and go, okay, here's where Scott, give me 3 or 5 things you did in the last week.
We did an install of a project. I fine-tuned my attractive character. Let's see what else would be substantial.
Is install, do you get paid before or after install?
Yeah, after install. Exactly. So we'll finish up today.
So, all right. So the install happens, then you get paid.
Yeah, 12,000. You know, yeah.
Okay. So
that's coming today, basically.
All right. So there's a great example. If you had to prioritize doing an attractive character, doing an install, or getting paid, what's closer to the cash?
Yeah, getting paid.
Getting paid, and then actually getting that check and driving it to the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
So there's yours right there. Okay. Does that make sense? Everybody's got it?
Yeah. And I love the visual part of it because it really puts things in perspective.
Yeah, I'm a models guy. If I can't model it, I can't teach it and I can't replicate it.
I mean, it has multiple dimensions to it, so it's really helpful. Yeah, perfect.
All right, we got to switch gears here. Okay, so Mr. Ajay.
That's me.
Let's check this out.
So I'm really struggling with this, to be honest. I went back to the first call and thought, oh, this is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to hammer this out. Not really, but I'm pretty clear with the first bubble, spiritual and science. I think I got that wrapped up nicely. Reviewing Hans's attractive character around Amsterdam and the Amsterdam lifestyle, I realized this was my kind of life when I was back in London. Probably not as extravagant as as Hans's in Amsterdam, but striving for it anyway. And so I worked that in because that's really the city that I identify most with. So in terms of where do I feel most at home as of right now, if I had to just nail it down to one city, it would be hands down, it would be London. Very, very simply put. And so I worked that in. I'm not sure how I'd be able to reconcile that. I put that in parentheses at the bottom, but how I could reconcile that with family, my mum in particular. Right.
You want to know how you reconcile it? I'm going to show you.
Yeah. Exactly. Bam.
That's how you reconcile it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would fit into this, to the story, but I guess, yeah. Yeah, I'm missing networking actually. Where did I put that? It should be. I think I might have put it on the others.
Go over into your corporate social media technology. Yeah. That's your business.
So
I've got this is like this. I got your spiritual world, I've got your family friend world, and I've got your business world. What's missing out of the business world, though? Well, so these two need some delineation. Just from what I know of you, is this your thought? Where's your thought leadership? Is it up here or is it down here?
It'd be up at the top, science and spiritual. I think that's I think what comes naturally, what draws me in naturally. So
okay, so that goes there. That makes sense. So are you so this is your categories of neuroscience, law of attraction, Are you speaker, coach, author?
So eventually, probably not in the field of neuroscience and psychology, because that, you know, takes a certain, I guess it requires certain academic credentials as well. But going back to, I think, one of the early calls we had, I like what John Assaraf's doing. I think you mentioned him, and I got to check out his stuff. Becoming an aggregator of the research, and then bringing experts in to potentially events like that to lecture on, you know, on these things. The reason I put it in is because my approach when I speak to people is based in these categories. So neuroscience, neuropsychology, and to some extent quantum field theory. I mean, that's a very experimental. I forgot the word, but anyway, it's very cutting edge at this point.
Okay, so
and where's
hold on. So just for everybody, do these two categories fit a thought leader in Cosmo lifestyle? Or no? Are they clear? Even if you...
Yeah.
They seem clear.
I think that cosmopolitan lifestyle is clear to me. I'm not sure I mean, I get the thought leader, science, and spiritual. I'm not sure how, like, what the focus is of your business, though. If you're coaching that, or, like, I don't know if that's a subset of your business.
It would be the basis for how I coach. I guess that's how I would describe it. My approach to coaching.
Yep.
What about changing thought leader into thought moderator?
I see where you're going with it, Hans. I think...
Never heard that before. So what is that?
No, it's new.
What would the difference be?
Well, you just said I want to bring in the people from the academic world and the experts and bring them together, give them a stage, promote them, and moderate it. Actually, being a thought leader in this area. I think you need a double PhD at the moment. But being the thought moderator, everybody understands that. You like the subject, you're into it, but you're not the person who knows everything about it. It's not Professor Hans Aye. It's the moderator. Well, or another word, but that's what I was looking for.
So
that makes sense.
One of the things with the whole quantum physics and neuroscience, I mean, it could all. What I always struggle with is it's a big subject, but how do you bring it down to earth? You know, how do you ground it, or what are you grounding it in?
Yeah.
So that's where it's like this theory that you have out there floating around, but then what are you landing it with, and what are people relating to it? How can they apply it to their own lives in a practical way?
I agree with Scott. How to make it tangible? Do you have a story? Do you have a metaphor? Do you have maybe a fairy tale that connects with it?
You guys, hold on. You're way down deep into the marketing of it.
Okay.
I need to make sure that he's clear on the present of what he's presenting to the world, how that fits. So let me back up. I can see you as thought leader, whether you do it through speaking, coaching, authoring, podcasting, moderating, all that. That's fine. You're going to put yourself into this world and surround yourself with these experts. And the topics you like are neuroscience, neuropsych, LOA, and quantum field, right? That makes sense. That's the content. That's your thought leadership. And however you structure it, that's cool. Cosmo lifestyle, that's cool. That's giving us a glimpse into that world. That's you on the personal side. So we've got thought leader out there. We've got personal side. And then you've got this side of you that is been in corporate America, right? With social media, sales, I don't see sales in here, but that's really what you've been doing. Right?
Sure, actually, yeah. It could be technology sales even, but it could be separate.
Is it in tech sales?
It's what I'm doing at the moment, and what I have experience in.
Okay, so I think this is your corporate life, Okay. And then how you've been doing that has been the tech sales and da da da.
Right.
So,
Oh yeah, I see. Okay.
right. So now I'm getting a peek into this other world that you have.
Yeah, your skills and talents and your expertise.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what was confusing me. It's like this has to be clear because you got to draw a bridge of this guy who's been in this world and moved up into the thought leader and spirituality because I had this awakening or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're going to help people who are spiritual but feel like they're trapped, help them navigate this world.
And so this is where I'm not entirely clear that I want to do it. I could do it because I have the expertise in it, but I realized, and I just made a couple of notes listening to Anthena earlier. I think really, ultimately, I want to get people out of the corporate world.
No, I get it.
And follow sort of what, and sort of uncover their, dreams, visions they've had, maybe years ago or decades ago in some instances that they buried all the way down with all this corporate bullshit on top that layered on top of each other over the last couple of years and sort of reignite or, help them rediscover. It sounds a bit cliche. I appreciate that, rediscover their passion. Maybe there's another phrasing for that, but really that's what kind of draws me into people. People that have a bigger vision deep down, they know they want to do something else, and helping them uncover that. And once that's clear, sort of helping them taking the step towards that, and that's where I guess mindset comes in. And I've always been drawn to, on one hand, people that are stuck in this corporate world, and on the other hand, I got photography on the right hand side there, but I'm drawn towards creatives that are struggling sort of to take the next step, and that comes from me personally when I started my photography, because people initially were saying, well, you don't have a degree in it, you don't have any formal qualifications in it, so it was all self-learning pretty much, trial and error. And there's a lot of people that, be it photography or art or music, doesn't matter what it is, but there's a lot of people out there that have some sort of creative seed in them, that they're just not not nurturing, and that's something that I want to explore as well.
Yep, I get it now. I get who you are. You are that person who's guiding people out of corporate America.
Exiting the rat race.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. I would. That's a bigger step for where he's at.
I feel like it makes me think of the Pied Piper or Peter Pan taking people back to Neverland. In a good way.
Yeah, there's a corporate, it's almost like the corporate slavery. It's escaping the matrix. It's finding yourself. It's getting creative. It's talking to people who are in that job and want to get out and moving them into what's next. That could be a better corporate environment, or it could be an entrepreneurial environment, or it could be screw the whole thing. I'm gonna grow my hair long and surf the world instead of participate in whatever.
Can I briefly
Not the
just give you an
Matrix.
example?
That's so depressing.
Give you an example, just briefly. Hiba is one of the folks I got to sign up to the app. I know, Jim, you've had exchanges with her, I think. And so with her, for example, she's very good at. She's very visual, so she's an incredible artist. But she does that more as a sort of not for herself, as a sort of spiritual meditation kind of practice. But she's also into hair and makeup, into styling, big time. And she's quite good at that as well. And we spoke about a couple of things and what can be done around it. Obviously, I'm massive fan of Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram, and she always kind of had a passion for it and liked it, but she never knew what to do with it. And so as part of our conversations, one of the things that that she's now doing is using Instagram as a channel in order to showcase her work. So she's going to weddings. She reached out to to her network back at university, offering sort of free sessions, if you will.
Hold on. You're deep in the story. Give me the moral of the story, not the whole story.
Okay, all right. Moral of the story is she had a passion for something deep down, and I'd like to think that I helped her, supported her in realizing that, or taking the next step towards making that potentially a more lucrative career path.
I love it. Okay, so again, the Pied Piper was a great metaphor, and what you're doing is you're igniting the souls and the creativity of people that corporate America has squandered it or squashed it. Right?
Okay.
Exactly. So if that's you and that's your message, now you're going to ignite the souls of all these people that are trapped in corporate America, and you're going to show them a pathway to creative freedom or a soul's purpose or a passionate life or whatever it is. And it's interesting because that's what you're designing for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
May I say something?
Yep.
This is Lisa. I'm working on this, and being that my main client is in transition, I'm trying to show her that bridge that she can stay where she is right now, start downsizing and the responsibilities in that position, but also start working in what her new passion is. So she wants to stay in sustainability. She's a city worker. She wants to go out on her own, but she's scared. So what I'm doing is going from the corporate world to coaching. I'm using that experience with her that she can do both, just managing the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helps Sanjay at all.
If you want to do that, that's fine. I think in terms of where I'm focused is more towards people that want to get out. Although I gotta say, initially, I'd probably look at both scenarios. People that are kind of want to do both on a side-by-side basis. It's kind of what I'm doing now. I want to do both on a side-by-side and then transition away from the corporate life into coaching.
You're a transition. So there's a whole division of coaching, or not division, but a genre of coaching that does nothing but work on transitions.
Right.
And they happen at retirement. They happen at a major health event. They happen at a company going BK. Like there's transition. There's a whole industry around this of transitions.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good niche to be in, especially if you're working in corporate. And you can either be the guy who says, hey, the corporate life sucks, get out. Or you can be the guy that says, corporate is great training ground for what you're about to do, which has become this. And you just have to ask if you're the kind of person that says F you to the corporation, or if you're the kind of person that says, no, it served its purpose. And when you're ready, here's what the future could look like. So, it just depends on who you are.
I think I'd be more inclined with the second iteration of that, because that's I learned very early on not to hate on my stepping stones, and that's what the corporate world really is, and I've had shit jobs, like all of us probably in our lifetime, but every shit job led to a sort of better job, let's put it that way. So it's a path, you're not going to go into a 6-figure corporate career straight out of university usually, unless you're a trader or something and you're doing really well, but generally that's not the case. So how would I sort of reconcile like the second bubble in terms of that? Should I take all of that stuff out around work-life balance and social media influences and that sort of thing?
I think the social media stuff and this and that, it doesn't really fit there.
Right.
Avatar. So you can move that to the avatar, but if you could go inside corporations and work with certain types of people, I guess, inside of a corporation. So you could say, I work with social media experts who are inside of a corporation to help them do a life transition. That's pretty damn specific. You'll get every one of them as a client. Okay? You'll have a small, you have a super niche, but you'll get every single one of them as a client if you do that. I just don't know the market.
Also, listening to what you were just saying about your vision, helping people escape the corporate world doesn't really seem to be clearly aligned with what you just said. Right? I mean, you don't want to hate on your stepping stones. So it's really not about them escaping the corporate world. It's about your vision to support them in expressing their creative passion or their creative.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
So are you working on the
Yeah.
transition or just the expression? Because you could go inside and stay inside of corporations with helping people redefine work-life balance, you know, expose their creativity. And if they have to exit, then okay, they're exiting out.
I mean, would I need to finalize that now? Because I'm inclined to do both. Just finding or helping people find the creative drive again. And if they choose to leave the corporate world because they see a better future in whatever the creative path is that they choose for themselves.
So what I'm actually hearing is that your desire is to help people reignite their passion, wherever that leads them, whether it's they stay in or leave corporate America, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is. And I wrote down igniting souls and creativity is what Jim just said. I quite like that. So we'll be working that in igniting or reigniting. Absolutely.
I think this whole social media thing is throwing me off here.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? It's
I agree.
It's a channel. For people to use.
But it goes in your marketing, though, right? It's not really like your focus.
Yeah,
it's more.
So it's an outlet, basically. It's an outlet. It can be an outlet.
So here's what might work. Yeah, an outlet. You could put that in this third circle, but I think the corporate life transitions piece fits. And then if you want to put in my avatar is that kind of person, that's great.
Yeah. Okay.
There's one that came to my mind, or just like you were saying, AJ, about kind of something that you want to apply to your own life. So I think that kind of coincides with identifying this bigger vision, but also the struggles that you are experiencing right now in your own balance, and really just becoming conscious of that and writing that down. Come in touch with that.
Mm-hmm. We got to do your values work too. I think that's.
I know, Jim. We got to. I meant to send you a slot, or book a slot in your calendar. So I'm going to take a look at that after we're done here.
That may help with this too.
Right.
So, okay. So we made progress. Remember, progress is better than perfection, right? At this point, how do you feel so far about just where you're at with these three?
I think that helps a lot. The social media piece was kind of confusing myself because I'm drawn towards it. I see people on social media. I see influencers, and I wasn't sure how to reconcile that with any of the bubbles. But this is really more in line with what I had in mind. I just had struggle. I was just struggling to phrase it in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very marketable now. Go ahead, Hans.
I have a small thing that I like to add. I liked the bubble of cosmopolitan lifestyle. And I also think you have like this natural sophistication. I don't know how to put words in it, but this is something that for me, you vibrate. It's not only the British accent, but it's the way you think and the way you discuss things. So I don't know, but maybe it's under values, but maybe you can do something with that observation as well.
I think it's how it's packaged. I mean, when I looked at your photo that you present, it's pretty, it's your branding is what Hans is talking to. So, we always see you dressed really well, sophisticated, well packaged. That's that Cosmo lifestyle.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll see me without my shirt off.
Yes. In Amsterdam, we are only farmers compared to London.
I don't think so. You're always eloquently dressed, Hans.
Pajamas.
But you had a fancy pocket square and a nice suit jacket on the other day.
Okay. Enough compliments. We are talking about you.
Yeah, but that's important because he recognized that, and that's part of his filter. It's probably why you like photography too, is the presentation of that. So this speaks to your brand, which will be part of your attractive character, is your packaging of you. I go more for a lifestyle brand. You're going to go for a Cosmo brand. That tells us what your website's going to look like, your business cards, what events and associations you show up. Even the packaging of your materials and your books are going to have a design component to them. So when you're talking about, Pinterest and Instagram and you can see that you're going to have branded look. There's a book by a friend of mine here, right here. We're not getting into this yet, but it's called Authentic Branding. And this guy, Howard Lim, is a good buddy of mine. But it's how to create big businesses with expertise and style. And that may be, he's worked with Apple and you name it, right down the list.
What's it called? Authentic branding.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Howard Lim. I got so many signed books, I don't even know what to do with them. But that fits for your branding. Okay, we got a rock here. But that, Hans, is that good? Do you get that where you're at?
Absolutely.
Okay. I got to check my calendar real quick and make sure I'm not bumping up. Today's one of those minute by minute days. Okay, we got a few more minutes. I have a hard stop at 1, which is in 20 something minutes. And I want to crank on this. So Scott, I'm going to go through yours real quick here.
Okay.
So we've done yours. I want to make sure we get going. And if there's anything like, oh my God, we got to have this done, let me know. Jen's probably going to hit me on something here. Home doctor, boom. Solutions, designer, craftsmanship. Yep, California lifestyle artist, philosophy, spirituality, romantic, sexy, physical, and socially active. Transformation. Dude, this is bitching. Does anybody have any add to this or no?
Yeah, I'm missing the word animal.
I'm trying to calm the animal. The animal got me in trouble just yesterday. Believe me.
Don't say anything more.
That's in the deep dark shadows of the dark.
He's ready to pounce at any time. Believe me.
So now this is again where authentic branding comes in, because now we package this in a way that's visually and auditorily, everything, like now it all fits. So somebody can picture the home doctor, right?
Yeah.
I like it, dude. I think this is probably one of the clearer ones we have. So
yes, I agree.
Thank you.
Very nice.
So now what I want you to do, we'll let you lead everybody into this next step. I want to see visuals, like pictures of each of these things. And you can do just, 1 or 2 for each of the 3 circles. But now if we had a vision board, or if I was on your Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook page, and I started to see these 3 things show up, I go subconsciously, oh, this is Scott, the home doctor. I get it. Nice. So it could be, could be your reality TV show, with you in a house. I might see that, right? Yeah. So that would be one picture up top. So you see the film crews, you see you in the house, and it's like, I'm watching Property Brothers. Then I come down and I see, behind the scenes on your Facebook personal page, where I see you, at dinner or at a spirituality retreat or doing something physical out in nature. Now I see a picture of that on your personal Facebook page. And then I come over to the personal transformation and I see you on stage teaching, a community of 10,000 people or something like that.
Definitely.
So now, you see what I'm saying? Now I can see pictures of yours.
Yeah, because it starts to, this is like the brand map. That's why I look at it. And so that putting the images with the brand map. Huh?
That's exactly what it is. All right, let's rock and roll on the next one. That's killer. I love it.
Thank you, Jim.
I had a deal for you too on the TV thing. I have to think about funding. That's what it was. So we'll talk about that later with my guys from Wall Street and Whale Rock Industries. So just make a note of that.
Okay.
And Abby's in that game too.
Cool. Nice.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let me, Risa, Ultimate BS Buster. All right.
That's belief systems, by the way.
Yeah. So is it a financial BS buster or just any BS?
Well, I think ultimately could be any, but being specific to the niche that I'm already in, it's about finances. Is what's your money story? How does it support you, and how do you change it? I mean, that's the coaching part. The other part is leveraging the actual business so that it's a non-owner. I feel like I have a couple things that I'm working on.
I think your order's off. I want to throw this out.
Okay.
I want to litmus test this. I think you leading as the solopreneur entrepreneur biz at the top and then funneling down into the coaching on the bottom left and then the
well, that's the way I had it. That's the way I had it initially, and you said to put it the other way, so I moved it.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think that going out and you leading, where are you going to spend the majority of your personal time? Maybe that's a better question. Owner, non-operated?
Well, that's the goal, is to take, so right now I feel like my solopreneur is the top bubble, and my goal is to become owner non-operated in that so that it can just, hum along, and then I can develop the ultimate BS buster coaching, training, teaching piece, and then that will be the leader. But I feel like right now I'm trying to grow that piece, but I haven't done the logistics of the owner non-operated.
Yep. So here's, all right, this makes sense. So change that. I can't edit this, or I would just do it for you.
Okay.
There. So send me the ability to edit. Now I remember that, and I apologize. So the bottom left should be business owner. Your pathway was from solopreneur to entrepreneur to owner non-operated. Okay. So
yes.
That bottom, so we're going to represent you as who you are now, which is a business owner, in parentheses, non-operated. And then the pathway was from solopreneur to entrepreneur to business owner to non-operated. The industry is, in the business is the bookkeeping, AP, financial, Here's who you specialize in. QuickBooks Pro Advisor is a designated title. I don't think you need that in there. In fun, freedom, flexibility, and fortune, explain that to me, because I'm not sure if that goes up into the thought leader BS or down into the business owner.
Well, the focus of having a business, I think, is to have fun, living your passion, sharing with the world, which then creates flexibility and freedom. So maybe I'm projecting that was my purpose for having my business, was to provide that for me. And so I'm assuming that that's what other people go into business for.
Great. That actually fits with the pathway, because when somebody starts as a solopreneur, they're typically leading something else, or they're moving towards that vision, and then they build the stages of the business until it becomes operated. So fun, freedom, flexibility, and fortune is the motivator to build. Start here as a solopreneur, then you become an entrepreneur when you start hiring people, and then a business owner as you systemize it and scale it, and then owner non-operated as somebody else runs it.
Right.
Okay, so that's stages. I like that. That makes sense. And then this ultimate BS buster. So really now you're doing financial literacy. You got to lead with financial with what you're doing.
Okay.
Because otherwise your business background doesn't fit for me. The leap is too big. Going from business owner to spiritual warrior versus business owner who's helping other business owners with the financial so that they can get financial freedom, then time freedom, location freedom, and then inner freedom.
Yeah.
You're developing a pathway for entrepreneurs to run and own profitable businesses and have a freaking life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that top one needs to, so I'm getting this sense that you're freeing up. You're really working on the 4 freedoms, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
And you're starting at financial. That's the world. That's how you get into their world, into these entrepreneurs' worlds, is through being their bookkeeper, CPA. And then you're unlocking their lives and restructuring their businesses.
Yeah, I think that's the focused avatar is the small business for me, and that's when Nantha was talking about, or when you were talking with Nantha about the restaurant, like that's where my area of expertise has been, is working with the small business. It's also where I've come from, and what's driven me was having the flexibility to be available for my kids when they were growing up. So, I mean, that's sort of a no-brainer for me, right? Like moms, children, business, family, but it's about supporting other businesses so that they can live their passion and not be mired in the mundane parts of their business that they're not even good at, or maybe don't even understand. And they need to understand it. They don't necessarily need to do it all.
I got it. Listen,
Awesome.
it's the same. So it's the life by design and business by design, owner not operated. So I get it. And
Okay.
you're entering into their world because you're the owner. You've done it, and you're the owner of. You come in through the financial world, and then it expands what their values are and how they design their life and their business.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to add something, or just something to throw in the mix, and that was about this idea, like, what are the five steps or the 5 things that most entrepreneurs or business owners have trouble with their books, or what are the things that they need to consider, like the 5 points, so they can almost do, it's almost like an assessment. What are the 5 things in the financial world that they're dealing with, but also forgetting or not even considering.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you asking, is that rhetorical? Can I think about it, or do you want to know right now?
No, it's just,
that's a front end lead magnet or an audit or assessment. So
yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's pull out of this for a second. Can you recustomize, so based on where we are, because you're really close, can you tweak this so that top one fits now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll do my best. I might need to listen to this again, because I was trying to figure out how to send it so that it could be edited. And but yeah, I think it's clear.
Okay, we'll take another look at it. I think you're really close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got it. Let's keep rocking. I have 5 minutes left. Let's see what we can get into. And you guys can continue if you want to keep rocking and rolling.
I will tell you, when I did this, I was in the done and launched is better than perfect. So I know I have a long way to go. So just upfront with that. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm coming from such a different place. I feel like everybody has this vision that they were kind of going towards, and I haven't figured that out yet. So it makes it a little challenging. So I'm just like, okay, where am I? And how do I fit all that into this diagram?
Margaret, if it helps, I'm only discovering my vision now. As far as, reviewing others, because I thought I had a vision, and it turned out that that's not what I want to do at all. So no need to feel bad about it.
Well, thank you, Hans. Or Andre, I appreciate that.
I think it takes amazing amount of revisions just to even whittle that down.
Yeah.
I know, and I feel like I have so much stuff in there, but I'm like, well, yeah, I'm coming from that transition place that you guys are all, marketing towards. So
you're getting there. Listen, and you got the right philosophy. You get it out there. Let's see what happens. We're molding clay right now.
Very good. Mold me.
Okay. So I think that this up here, this integrative health coach, goes up into wellness and health promoter. This is your health world. This is your business owner world, kind of like we were talking about. Hans escaped it. This to me goes up. This
it's all over the place. I know.
Okay, we're going to package it. We'll see where it goes. Don't worry about it. Don't be embarrassed. We all got our parts of our bodies that we love and parts we don't. Oh, so health of the planet goes down here. You already got that.
It's already there, yeah.
This is your business life. This is your health. This is the environmentally. Help me out here. We're missing. We're either missing a piece or we got too much in the same.
So the business owner, which is what I'm currently doing, is not really in congruence with where I'm going. I mean, it is, because part of it is helpful. I mean, obviously I know how to do my own books and I know how to do all that stuff, but it's not really something I would ever feel like I could teach someone or would care to, honestly. So I was trying to do the health coach as my new business. So I kind of put it in that business area.
Oh, I see.
And then you know, the wellness health promoter, you know, I put individual health in health of the world because I'm a huge environmentalist. And I was kind of thinking that's more, I don't know.
I think I've seen it like this. I think your family, marriage, and business is all this past piece.
It is in the past. Not my family, my kids. They're still. Let's not put them in the past.
Just get rid of the husband.
But I think that's your story, though. I mean, that's part of your story that you share, right? When you're coaching with people, that's part of your credibility. And I think Abby said it a couple of calls ago, right? That's
right.
Your ability to manage, you know, being a mom and a wife and a business owner and all of that.
There was a term, Mother Nature, that came up for me. Was this idea that, or like not practical, or a modern Mother Nature, something like that, where it was like, that's what I was just thinking, was encompassing all of that.
The modern mother that has it all, right?
Modern.
Yeah, I mean, I like Mother Nature because that's kind of personality too.
For me, the 2 times divorce survivor stands out, but I would not call it survivor. I would call it 2 times divorce expert.
Well, that's why I had survivor / thriver. I was like, I survived it, but I'm doing great. So
yeah. But for me, an expert is better than a survivor. Survivor puts you a little bit in the
victim.
Yeah.
In the victim.
Excellent. Exactly. Yeah. And with an expert, I say, okay, I like to talk with you.
Are you actually looking to work with people who are in a life transition like that? I mean, is that your avatar?
I don't know. I'm definitely open to it. I mean, I've had friends who've gone through divorce, and I'm certainly like, okay, here we go. Talk to your lawyer, this, that, the other thing. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? So it's definitely a skill that I never thought would be a skill, but there's a lot to it. And my first divorce was terrible and ugly, and my second divorce has been super amicable. So I've seen it from both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So is it about empowering other women? Because I think I've heard you said that your avatar, your ideal is like your sister, right? I mean, corporate woman juggling.
Yep. And my avatar, it keeps changing too. The more I learn and the more I know, and then listening to Abby last call, I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Maybe I should go that direction. Mm-hmm. The problem is I am super unclear and I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
so,
you're also in transition yourself, and sometimes that happens. So don't sweat it. This does evolve, and I can promise you, there's people who think they have it clear, and in 12 months, they'll be like, "Oh my God, I figured it out."
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's going to be me. I think. Well, I hope. Yes, it will. It'll click, and I know it will. And I am. I'm right in the. I mean, I'm at the tail end of a divorce. It's so close that I can taste it, and I'm just like, oh, please, can we just be done with this? And it does color things. So
this is almost like the Stepford wife.
I wouldn't call myself a Stepford wife. No. Come on, Jim. Let's not go there.
I'm totally messing. Oh crap! I'm supposed to be on my other call. Do you guys want to continue? I've got to switch gears, and
I have another call.
I'm happy to come back to this another day. Like I said, I know it's really rough and I don't need it tomorrow.
Guys, I can offer. I have access to a technology platform as well. So in between these 2 weekly sessions, I'm happy, for us to get together. If you're cool with that, Jim.
I love that.
To tweak, because I think there's a lot of feedback that we can, as individuals,
Yes,
can bounce off each other. So
I would like that
I'm happy
also.
to set that up with you guys, and so we can continue on that, and then get ready for next week. Oh, actually, next week. Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that
perfect.
would be good.
That sounds good.
All right, you guys collaborate without me, rock and roll. We did do closest to the calf. We'll go over the product roadmap funnel and the roadmap doc. Everything else we got. So nice job. I think
Awesome.
that's it.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Bye.